Hi, my name is Caitlin Visoso, and today I'm going to be talking about how to design an instructional plan for a 21-year-old patient who suffers from intellectual disabilities, and I'm going to teach them how to use a recommended app in order to target that specific disability that they have. So the app that I decided to choose is called Lumosity. So Lumosity is a brain training app that targets your memory, your cognitive processing, your problem-solving skills, and your language skills. And it enhances your learning in these particular fields. So I'm going to focus on this individual's problem-solving skills. So the instructional method that I chose was the demonstration and return demonstration method. So what that means is that I, as the teacher, will demonstrate to the learner how to use this app that I recommended for them to use by going through all of the categories and topics, as well as the activities that this app provides for them to improve and enhance their problem-solving skills. And then once this individual is able to learn how to use this app, they will independently use those skills to enhance their problem-solving skills and their learning as well as their language by what I had taught them to do. So without further ado, I'm going to demonstrate the instructional method that I'm going to use with this particular individual. So before we get started, you do have to make an account for the Lumosity app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in with my credentials. Okay. And this is the home page of the app. So it has a bunch of workout modes that target specific areas that you want to work on and improve. So they have workout modes for math, for language, to strengthen and raise like your low game scores when completing activities. They have a quick mode, and you can favorite the particular games that you would like to have. So the list of games depends on the topics that you want to focus on. So there's a bunch of memory games. So to name a few, they have games called Memory Match, Memory Matrix, and Pinball Recall. They also have topics that are focused on attention. So some of the games are Lost in Migration, Assist Ants, Skyrise, and Train of Thought. And then what we're going to specifically target is problem-solving skills for this individual. So this individual can practice games called Fuse Clues, Masterpiece, Pet Detective, and Pirate Passage. And then if you want to work on your flexibility, there's a lot of games as well, such as Color Match and Brain Shift. And then if you want to work on your speed, there's games called Penguin Pursuit, Spatial Speed Match. And then finally, there's games that target your language skills. So you can play games like Taking Root and Word Snatchers. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick a random game for problem solving, and we're gonna pick Masterpiece. So what you do is it tells you that this is to help you with your spatial reasoning. So it's your ability to visualize spatial relationships and analyze them to draw conclusions. So we're going to select Play Game, and then wait for it to load. And then there's a tutorial that tells you how to play the game. So in this game, you need to drag the right shapes to the missing piece that is on the board. Okay, if you want, you can skip the tutorial, and then now you can start the game in order to make the shape. So for example, for this one, you can put this piece there, and then this piece there. Okay. Okay. And then you can change this, and then you connect the piece. And then for this one, change it here. Oops. And then change it so it completes the shape. So those are just examples of some games that you can play for problem solving. And you basically just need to follow the instructions that are provided for you, and then just go based off of those instructions to complete the tasks. And once you do complete the task, you can look at your stats, and it tells you your scores based on the games that you focused on. So in this case, I focused more on memory for myself, and I got 1,080 as a score. And you can always improve your score by playing more games and staying up to date with these tasks. And then you can also go to Insights, which tells you your game progress report if you want to look at it. And then it tells you your strengths and weaknesses and things that you might need to focus on more. And then in the settings, you can always select a different language. So let's say that your first language is not English. It gives you several options to select your preferred language to use the app. So for example, they have languages such as German, Spanish, French, Japanese, Korean, and Portuguese. And you can change those according to what you prefer. And you can also set reminders for yourself if you want to practice these skills at a certain time of day, certain time of week. And then you can always start your workouts whenever you can. So that is basically how you use the Lumosity app, in particular to enhance skills that you might want to focus on. So now that I talked about how to demonstrate this app with that instructional method that I chose for this individual with intellectual disabilities, I'm going to talk about 2 techniques that can be used to enhance the effectiveness of me teaching the learner how to do so. So I think that choosing problem-solving activities and the use of technology is very important in order to enhance teaching effectiveness. So the reason why I chose problem-solving activities is because it allows me as the teacher to devise and orchestrate opportunities that challenge learners to critically analyze situations, as well as support the learner in exploring possible alternative solutions to meet their needs. And then I think technology is also very important because it can assist me as the teacher in helping learners meet their individual needs and styles of learning, because everybody learns in a different way. And it makes the teaching and learning process more convenient, more accessible, and stimulating for the learner, which will enhance their learning and make them want to learn to improve their skills. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you learned something that you can use in your future practice, and thank you for watching the video.